Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Sony's recent PlayStation showcase, and I just want to give my thoughts on all the games that were shown off. But before I get into the video, make sure you leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. So going into this showcase, I had extremely high expectations. If you guys watched my previous videos, you could clearly tell that I seriously expected the absolute most from Sony. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but for this I was willing to go down with the ship, and for the most part I was pretty satisfied, as most of you guys were as well. So to start off the show, they showed this brand new game called Project Eve, and it kind of reminded me as I was watching it of like a Final Fantasy, so it wasn't really that intriguing to me. And besides that, I don't really have any thoughts. I guess it looks cool, and I think it's coming out, I believe, sometime in 2022, but I will probably not be checking that game out. Now, another game they showed off was Forspoken. Now, I've been really intrigued with Forspoken. Obviously, the game graphically looks really good. It's being developed by Square Enix. They showed off more of the story in this trailer during this showcase, and from what they showed, my interest has gone up. So this game has a release date, or should I say a release window, of spring 2022, so I'll probably be checking that one out. Now, another one of my predictions that I said that I thought was going to show up would be the PS5 version of Grand Theft Auto 5, and of course it made an appearance, sadly. I don't know, I just feel like I expected a lot more, at least graphically, because when they showed it off, I mean, I watched the live stream version and then I went back and watched the uploaded like 4K version of the trailer, and it doesn't look that much different than like the PS4 version. So I'm not buying the PS5 version of this game. I was planning on it, but I'm just really not impressed. And it's also been delayed. I don't think it was ever confirmed, but I'm pretty sure everyone was saying that it was going to come out in November of this year, but Sony officially confirmed that it's coming out sometime in March of next year. Now, sadly, Sony did show off a lot of smaller games, some games we have never heard of, but you guys guessed it, the one game they showed off that no one wanted to see was Deathloop. The second that Deathloop showed up, I was so annoyed with Sony. I was so freaking done. Like, if I didn't know that God of War was going to be in this show, I might have turned it off. And after the stream was over, I watched a lot of people's reaction, and whenever Deathloop popped up, everyone had the same reaction. But you know, thankfully the game's coming out next week. We'll probably get one more stupid launch trailer, and then we'll never hear about it again. Unless they make a sequel. Another game that showed up was Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, when this game was first showed off a while back, we got a whole in-depth look at like a little bit of the story, a lot of gameplay. We found out that it was a single-player narrative-driven game, so that really piqued my interest. But even when we first saw it, like, I don't know what it is about this game, but there's just something that's telling me that this is a no. Like, don't buy this game, even on sale. And I feel like it might be the way the characters look. There's not a single character in this game that I think looks remotely cool. Maybe Rocket, but that's about it. I think the way Star-Lord looks, Gamora, and Drax, I think they look terrible. The only characters that look pretty cool is Groot and Rocket. That is it. And also just the gameplay does not look fun. And even just the graphics, like, now obviously it's a cross-gen game, so it's being held back to some extent, but even the PS5 version that was shown off in this showcase, it just wasn't it. So the game's coming out on October 26th. I might pick it up, maybe on sale, but I don't know. It does not look good to me. So I'll probably pass, which does suck because I do like Marvel a lot, you know, and you know, you would think, oh, a Guardians of the Galaxy game, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I just think it's the way the characters are designed, and I feel like the story might not be that good, you know? So yeah, I'm probably going to be skipping out on Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, another game that is coming out for the PS5 next year is Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, this game also, unfortunately, I don't really have any thoughts on it. It doesn't look intriguing to me. I think the biggest turnoff for me for this game is specifically the gameplay. I don't really like the combat, and honestly, just the game overall doesn't look intriguing to me. So for pretty much about 80% of this show, in my opinion, is totally terrible, in my opinion. Now, the last 4 things that Sony showed off, specifically 3 of them, were freaking phenomenal. So I'll talk about the worst one, and that was Gran Turismo 7. That was the third to last thing they showed, and it has a release date of March 4th, 2022. Obviously, the game looks really good. It's a racing game. Usually racing games are the best looking games during whatever console generation that they come out on. So yeah, obviously it's going to look really good. It's probably going to feel really nice as far as gameplay, but at the end of the day, it's a racing game, so I don't really care. So I'll also probably be skipping out on that. Now, the last 3 games they showed, it really saved the show. So 2 of them were from Insomniac. The first one they showed, this was the big surprise. Now, going into the show, one of my predictions is that the big surprise would have been the acquisition of Bluepoint and that they were going to remake Metal Gear Solid, and that didn't show up at all. But what did show up is that Insomniac is making another Marvel game. Wow, what a surprise. But the surprise is that it's not Spider-Man. It's Wolverine. Now, I'm not the biggest Wolverine fan, but the fact that this game is being developed by Insomniac and just going back looking what they've done with Spider-Man and even like games like Ratchet and Clank, I just know deep down in my soul that this game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So I am extremely hyped for Wolverine. It's probably not going to be coming out until at least 2024 because they confirmed today that the game is in very early development. And part of the reason why it's in early development is because the second game they showed off, which was Spider-Man 2. Now, I did say in my last video that maybe there was a chance it might show up, but that all we were going to get was like a short teaser. And I would say it was a teaser of some sort. It was like a trailer, but they showed up actually so much more than I thought. They revealed that one of the villains, probably the biggest villain in the next game, is going to be Venom. This was easily the best announcement at this entire showcase. I am such a huge Venom fan. Ever since I watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, I've always been obsessed with Venom. I don't even know why. I think it's just the way the character looks and the voice of Venom. I've just always been just so like attracted to like just the overall vibe of Venom. So the fact that he's going to be in the game and probably other crazy super bad guys that we don't even know about, and also Miles Morales is going to be in the game, so there's going to be Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Venom. And I've heard people saying, I think his name's Kraven the Hunger, which I've never heard of before, but apparently he's a really big Marvel villain or Spider-Man villain. So they gave us a release year of 2023. I know that does suck. It's going to feel like forever. So we're going to have to wait at least 18, if not 2 years for the game to come out. But when it does come out, it is going to be phenomenal. Also because it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, so it will not be coming out on the PS4, so it won't be held back at all. And even if it was, for those of you who played Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PS5, and it was a cross-gen game, it still looked phenomenal. I played it myself. It didn't get held back at all in my opinion. So yeah, I'm obviously extremely hyped for Spider-Man 2. Now, how they ended the show was with God of War. And honestly, same thing as Spider-Man, I didn't expect that we would get this much from God of War. In my last video, I said maybe we'd get like a reveal trailer, like 3 to 4 minutes with no gameplay, but no, they showed off so much gameplay and it looks absolutely amazing. It looks like everything that I hoped it would be. Obviously, Thor is going to be the big bad guy in this game. It takes place a few years later. Atreus is actually a lot grown up. So this takes place years and years and years after the events of God of War 2018. And also Freya is back. So I think her and Thor are going to be the 2 main bad guys. Now, as far as gameplay, it's pretty much God of War 2018, but probably it'll be more smoother and just a couple more different animations and moves. And honestly, that's fine with me because the combat in 2018's God of War was extremely fun and addictive and really smooth. Now, graphically, this game does look better than the God of War 2018, but I feel like it's slightly held back, but it still looks extremely good. I feel like it might not look as good as Horizon, but we'll have to see more of God of War until we can actually make a firm decision on which one looks better, but it still looks phenomenal. And surprisingly, when the trailer was over, the screen just cut to black and that was the end of the show. It didn't even say 2022. Now, I know they've already confirmed that the game's coming out next year, but I just thought that was weird. Hopefully the game comes out like during the summer, like within the first 6 months. I don't want to wait like another year to play this game. I wish I could play it right now. Like I am just so excited. So yeah, guys, up until the point where they revealed Wolverine, up until that point of the show was really bad. I was really disappointed. Up until that point, I gave it like 2, maybe a 2.5 out of 10. And then those 3 games, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, and God of War Ragnarok, really saved the show. So my overall score of the show, I would say about an 8 out of 10. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on what we saw in the PlayStation Showcase. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Were you guys hyped for Spider-Man 2 or God of War Ragnarok? Or was there something else you were hyped for that maybe didn't show up? Do you think maybe Sony might have held back a little bit? And do you think they might do maybe like a PlayStation experience in December? Or do you think that's all we're getting for the rest of the year? Just let me know down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.